Thanks for the help with PJ. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
At Parker Fox 24 via X, if you're so inclined to follow. Parker Fox, former member of the Gophers basketball team. He is absolutely a devotee of Ski-U-Mah Central with all the teams, and he joins 9 to noon each and every Monday right around this time. Brevin Spanford, off the question with the coach. How excited were you when he caught his first National Football League touchdown yesterday versus the Eagles?
Yeah, so pumped up. I texted him, and it was good to hear from him. You know, it's hard to keep up with those people. You know, NFL schedule is an absolute grind.
So he's left you on red a couple of times?
Yeah, I've got left on red a couple of times.
That happens to all of us.
You know, that's my guy. I've known Brevin for a very long time. Actually, my dad and his college roommate, he has a kid who's my age, and they went to high school together and were best friends. Nick Ports is his name. Plays some hockey professionally now. I think the AHL or one of those ECHL. You know, I'm not too deep on the hockey background, but I've known Brevin probably since my freshman or sophomore year of high school, and just to see him grow and then to be able to go to the U, and I'm very close with his girlfriend. I've trained with basketball wise and athletic training for like 7-8 years now, Madison Kaiser. So she's become just great friends, and really love Brevin, and it's so awesome to see him doing it down there in Dallas. Obviously Jake Ferguson is kind of their guy, but he just does all the dirty work, and it's great to see it finally pay off with a touchdown as a tight end who is usually a blocking tight end, but to go in that end zone and to get one is so fun.
You know, last segment you're talking to PJ and you mentioned it, and it's not just that you attended the school, played sports at the school, but you grew up a Gophers fan. So better dead than red, I believe is what you said. How do you look at it, maybe just football in general, knowing kind of, you know, whether there are limitations potentially in what this athletics program is able to do in certain areas? You think of the scope of the Big Ten. How do you figure out what is or is not a successful season with this football team?
Well, I look back on just kind of growing up and being, like I mentioned, a huge Gopher football fan. I was a Gopher everything fan, but football is one of your favorites. It's the biggest sport. You know, you get to go to the big venue and stadium and check them out. And they had not won against Wisconsin. I think 14 years is correct. Somebody could fact check me on that. But before PJ came, I think he gets his first win in 2018 against Wisconsin, but it was basically you're playing Wisconsin and you're going to lose, and they're going to have the axe, and you're going to watch them fake cut down the field goal post, and you're going to watch red, you know, all over the field, and them celebrate.
Gross.
Yeah, it was always brutal. And then PJ comes in and he finds ways to kind of flip the program around, and I think he's won 3 or 4 times now against Wisconsin. Hopefully we can make it another one this weekend. So I often, honestly, I use that as a gauge, as can we beat Wisconsin? It was always, you know, the last game of the year, the battle for the axe. We never had it. Like, if we can beat Wisconsin, that was a successful year. And now we've seen PJ, like he mentioned, 7 times now bowl eligible every time in his tenure here at the U. So, a lot of success within this Gopher program. And then they found ways to win the bowl game as well, I think, which adds on to the success there as well.
Would you say that has kind of moved? And I'm just thinking again, you know, with the way the Big Ten is.
Yeah.
I don't see the Gophers, save for some miracle season, really challenging for the Big Ten title as it is currently constructed. So beating the rivals, and in particular for you, of course, I mean, it was Wisconsin every year, so beat Wisconsin, get the axe, and we'll party. Now is that kind of beat Iowa?
Yeah.
Because he's beaten Iowa once during his tenure, and whether it's at Kinnick or it's at Huntington Bank, that appears to be a big hill for this team to climb over. Now is it kind of, we need to beat Iowa?
I think it is. You know, Kirk Ferentz, obviously, he's one of the best. He's done it for a long time there. He's got all his peers respect the whole deal, and he's got a really good thing going at Iowa. So it's how can you find ways to do both, right? You got all these rivalries. You got the pig, you got the axe, you got the little brown jug. So you play all these games throughout the year, and if you can find ways to do that, that's great. Then I think second fold is, hey, how can you find ways into better bowl games, right? Like more meaningful national broadcasts, you know, playing on a big stage. Can you get in a New York Six Bowl, that whole deal, New Year's Six Bowl, sorry. So I think that's kind of a gauge as well. But at the end of the day,
New York Six Bowl sounds pretty cool too.
That does sound pretty cool. Sounds exciting. But I think for me, how can you play into even better bowl games? Where does this success go instead of getting stagnant here, just making bowl games? Can you make it to the next level in terms of bowl game play?
More with P. Fox around the corner, including a request. This is Wine to Noon. Straight drop. JJ shoots it over the middle. He overthrew Jalen Naylor badly, and it's intercepted by Evan Williams, his third interception this season. And for J.J. McCarthy, he has thrown 2 interceptions in a game for a 4th time this season, and Green Bay has turned over the Minnesota Vikings once again. You didn't tweet during the Vikings game. It just hurt you that much, didn't it?
Yeah, I decided to stay off. I decided to just kind of find ways to compartmentalize my feelings. Went for a walk. Mm-hmm. Really enjoyed the beautiful Sunday that we had here in Minneapolis, probably one of the last ones. So I got to go on a walk with my parents and Taylor, and so just kind of decompress.
Like Mama maybe taught you, Parker, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
That's right. So me and my dad took the old pigskin. We brought a football on our walk. We played a little catch. It was a good time.
You mentioned the name Taylor. That would be Parker's fiance, Taylor Heisey, star for the Minnesota Frost, which lost the season opener to something called the Scepters.
That's right.
Final score 2-1. Scepters, Toronto?
Toronto, yeah.
Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the Scepters, and what was banner raising night like for the ladies in the crowd?
Yeah, it was so fun. I think there was nearly 10,000 people at the new Grand Casino Arena, formerly the Xcel Energy Center. So
that's sweet.
Yeah, awesome crowd. Another banner up there. Obviously, in Minnesota, we don't have a whole lot of banners. So anytime you can raise one is really special. And for Taylor to be a part of that and be an integral part of that is really fun. And then for me and my family to be there, some family and friends, the whole bit. To see them, you know how it is. It's the first game of the year. There's a lot of emotions. You raise the banner, and then the game starts, and it's just like you just don't quite have it that night. And I think that's kind of what it looked like for the Frost, unfortunately. Have an opportunity to bounce back. Going to Seattle this week for their home opener at Climate Pledge Arena, which there will be 20,000 sold out there at Climate Pledge Arena for their opener. So that's going to be an intense environment as well. But the banner is always sweet. They brought the trophies out, the whole bit, and to see them celebrate and kind of soak that in was special.
Will you be in attendance at this 20,000 piece?
I will not, although I've never been to Seattle. I've never been to Climate Pledge Arena. I'm sure you have, PA. I'm sure you've been out there a couple times. Not Climate Pledge, but what's the football stadium out there called? I have no idea.
Formerly CenturyLink, now Lumen.
Is it Lumen?
I think it's Lumen.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I've never been out there, but new team, expansion team in this league, and Taylor's excited to go out there as her USA team captain, Hillary Knight, is on that team now as well.
So you lose your fiance for Thanksgiving.
I do. Yeah, it's unfortunate, isn't it?
So you're not going to Seattle. Nordo and I are doing the feast at Buffalo Wild Wings Mall of America Friday.
Yeah.
You want to join and dagger some segments with us?
Let's do it.
Hey, we got it. Greenway dead, A-Lou dead, Parker in.
Let's do this.
I want positivity,
what do you want?
though.
9 to 10:30, 10:30 to noon?
Whatever positivity hour is. Whatever let's trust this kid JJ hour is. Whatever.
We'll bring some positivity.
Okay, I'll bring it.
Yeah. Let's do 10 o'clock.
All right.
10 o'clock, Mall of America, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay.
P-Fox. It's a P-Fox feast. Was that a bar?
I think it was. W's in the chat.
What does the bar mean?
A bar?
Like that was a bar. What does it mean?
I think it means like, I don't know if there's like a direct
lyric, like a rap line, I think.
It's the P-Fox feast. That's a bar.
That's a bar, fam.
On fire. Shador, man, my dog was on fire. But anyway, so we'll see you there Friday. That's cool. Turkey Day football, Thursday, Packers at Lions.
Oof.
Chiefs at Dallas. Cincy, assumedly with Burrow's return at Baltimore. How much will you watch? Because 2 of those 3 are excellent games.
Yeah, every bit of it, hopefully. One of my favorite traditions is just hanging out with the family and, just celebrating being together and the whole bit, and then getting to watch some really good football. So I'm pretty excited. Obviously you want good games, and we've got some really good ones. The Lions squeaked one out against the Jameis Winston's, Giants last week, but I think it's going to be some really fun games.
There's a Giants receiver, Malik Neighbors tweet out there.
Oh, I saw that. He deleted.
Did he delete it?
Yeah, he deleted it, but some people screenshotted it.
Oh,
yeah.
I just saw the McAfee bits on in the 651 Carpets Plus studios, but I never have the audio up. And they had the tweet, but I caught the tail end of it. It was Malik Neighbors basically like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why didn't we run 2 times there and make them use timeouts? Are we trying to lose these games? He didn't like implicate or directly come out and say my guys are trying to lose here. But he went to tweeting during the game, and he was clearly frustrated with the direction of Giants football. And by the way, this morning, Giants defensive coordinator Shane Bowen got fired.
Yeah.
So Malik Neighbors got a little nasty on the X machine.
Must have known something. Yeah, that's not a good position to be in. I think it's always funny when you see some of the parents or now, as in this case scenario, the player actually tweeting stuff about coaching staff and the whole bit. I guess it doesn't really help anybody, but.
Well, it sounds like he's at the least very confident that Mr. Kafka will not be from interim to permanent.
That's right.
And you know what? Great news for Malik Neighbors. It looks like the replacement might be Mike McCarthy.
I always love that one.
Well, I mean, when was the last time he was fresh? I mean, honestly. But anyway,
asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, who knows?
Jason Garrett coached the Cowboys, did he not? Mm-hmm. And then he did coach the Giants. Is that accurate?
Garrett?
Yeah, Jason Garrett.
Yeah, I can't remember about the Giants part.
Well, the only reason I'm asking is because that I believe. Let me see here. As a coach, he was head coach. He was OC with the Giants because McCarthy going from the Cowboys then also to the Giants. Just that's kind of a weird. I mean, I guess coaching's a little bit different, but it's like if LaFleur came and coached here someday, like that would be kind of weird to me. I don't know why. Apparently, it isn't out east.
By the way, you came in here early, and did you happen to notice Chase Bjorgard?
That's right.
Did you watch some of that game?
I did. I caught.
Oh, that's right. You
basically
had
the whole
Frost night.
Yeah, whole second half. Watched the Frost. And
Me too.
Oh, unbelievable!
6 touchdowns, 351 total yards. His father, Eric, I've known for a decade plus through Eden Prairie connections and Metropolitan Ford.
Yeah.
And it still resonates. In fact, this bears more conversation, maybe with like Kevin O'Connell tomorrow at 11 o'clock, about those who play multiple sports.
Yeah, I love it.
And the agility that comes with football you get from hockey, and then this with baseball that you get from football. And with Chase, I mean, that's an immortality-like performance, but did you play multiple sports, or was it just basketball?
Yeah, so my whole life I played everything growing up: soccer, baseball, football, did track and field, and then football. Were
you a high jumper?
I was a high jumper. Yeah, so I was.
Did you ever get above 6'3"?
6'9", 6'9" and a quarter. Yeah, I was actually number 1 ranked in the state for 2 straight years.
Back in the day when like the Olympics were at the Coliseum in Los Angeles or whatever. There was a high jumper named Dwight Stones.
I've heard of that name.
And his nephew, Chris Roberts, played basketball with me in high school. So Dwight would be around the program every so often when he was like the dog of all dogs.
Gotcha.
With high jumping in the Olympics.
The man.
You can look it up, man. I think getting above 7 feet was like the apex then.
Really?
You know, if you could get above 7 feet or something, man, maybe I'm shortchanging it.
No, I think you're probably.
But if you're up there 6'9" and change, man, I mean, that ain't no joke. Holy cow!
Well, the high jumps changed too. They had that the Fosbury flop kind of thing where you're going over face first, and then they switched it up. I loved high jump. There's actually a time in high school where I just hadn't really developed basketball wise. I love basketball is my number one thing, but sophomore year, and I'm just kind of starting to mature in the whole bit. But I was one of the best high jumpers in the state. I was going to state the whole bit, and I was like, maybe I should do this in college because I'm finding a lot of success in it right now. And then, I finally found my foot in basketball and grew and developed in the whole thing, and I loved basketball way more. But I loved a high jump. It was a big part of kind of my growth too, and I think it translated to basketball just with the leaping ability and the athleticism and just being able to control your body in the air. Was a skill for me. So
basketball. Wolves lost to Phoenix. Lost to another team with a winning record. That was Friday night. The banner raising night. Can't quite figure out our beloved Hal at this stage of the equation. I haven't put a lot of thought into it. Like my quick twitch with some people, who are involved with them, ancillary or Nordo off the microphone, is kind of like. Do they think because they went to the Western Conference Finals 2 consecutive years they can just push a button and they're going to get there again? Because I just don't think overall they're good enough to do that.
No, I agree.
The push button mentality, but I just can't I can't wrap my mind around what's happening.
I'm struggling to do the same. I watched this Timberwolves game, and yes, that was the banner raising night, so I only got to really see the second half, but They outscore the Thunder 33-19 in the third. The Suns.
Thunder on the mind.
I got it
Wednesday.
on the mind. It's gonna be one, that's for sure. But yeah, you're playing a Suns team, like you mentioned, PA, above 500 team. This is an NBA Cup kind of game, and I don't know if you caught much of it, but it was truly a playoff type of environment. Guys were diving all over the floor.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome, and I'm like, sitting here.
The floor was orange.
Yeah, I'm sitting here the whole bit, and I'm like, with a minute left, I'm like, this team just played so hard. Yeah. Ant is back to his normal self. He had 41, played 40 minutes, hit 5 threes.
Yeah.
And then he misses 2 free throws down the stretch.
Couldn't believe it.
And we're up 8 with 50 seconds to go, ready to win this thing, and we just get sloppy, and we turn the ball over.
So sloppy.
And I was so excited to talk about the mental toughness of this team, and then they completely burned me. And it was like, Here, Suns, you want an opportunity to get back in this game? We're just going to hand it to you. So I'm struggling to figure it out as well. PA, this is a game where it's like it's at your fingertips. Like, you get your first win against a north of 500 team. It's going to be a tough week. We got Boston coming into town. We're at Oklahoma City, and then next week you got the the Spurs. So there's some tough games on the horizon. These are games that you have to win, and especially in the NBA Cup, you want to play for championships, right? That's the point of this team. You're here to play for championships, and you give one up on the road like that is truly disappointing in my eyes.
Have you noticed there's an underlying tone with these NBA Cup games?
Yeah.
Somebody was winning the other night by 17 with a minute. I think it was Milwaukee.
Okay.
With a minute and a half to go or whatever. And I'm like, why is Miles Turner shooting 3-pointers up 17 and the opposing coach is not getting mad?
Yeah.
Well, it's point differential in the NBA Cup.
It is, yes.
So I read up on that this morning, and it's like Steve Kerr talking about this, Mike Brown talking about that, and they're like, no, we know.
Yeah.
It's a different situation here, is if you're up 20 and you have a chance to go up 30 because my guys are laying down, I'm saying go up 30. Yep. Go ahead. I'll call a timeout, try to crack the whip on my guys. Everybody's trying to just explode with points in these games. Quite honestly, they've been of the overwhelming variety, if you look at them.
No, it has.
In totality.
Well, there's like this unwritten rule in basketball, right? Where it's like if you're winning, you don't go and, you hold the ball in the last minute or whatever if you're up 20 the whole bit. And then I don't know if you saw this week, Derek Queen, formerly Maryland rookie, got a steal with like 15 seconds left, and they're down 15 and goes in for a dunk or a layup. And then the Hawks get all pissed off, and they're like ready to fight him. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? We're still in the lines of competition. This is a professional basketball game. Like, I never understood that. And
Jalen Suggs was dribbling out the clock, and somebody in the game, Franz Wagner or somebody, told him, no, go.
Yeah.
He went in for a layup. Celtics come the other way, and they're going to get a layup. Wagner blocks the shot. Points differential, man.
Yeah, it matters. And this isn't just like a trophy. Each one of these guys is getting like north of $550,000 if you win that NBA Cup. And supposedly it hits your Zelle account like that after the game. So I'd be pretty pumped up.
I was the only one that used Zelle.
Come on, man, Zelle's the wave.
Damn.
But I'd be pretty pumped up to see that paycheck. So
I see Nordo's laughing because he knows it's true.
Zelle.
He knows it's true.
It's the way to go.
All right.
Zelle and AOL.
The T-Wolves are at Sacramento tonight, and there's some bad news for Parker Fox. Domantas Sabonis has missed 3 consecutive games, which means you won't get a chance to hate on him this evening.
Aw, darn it.
When you call in your next game for the Big Ten Network?
They got a little break right now. They're on their holiday tournament games. I think they're on Peacock this weekend, so you won't heir my voice on the national broadcast until December 14th.
Got it.
Got about 2 weeks.
Cindy is next. The Sultan of Smug is the segment following you. So as we say goodbye, no real need to listen after you leave. Quite honestly, we're hoping the people meter comes up soft with these weekly border battles, so that iHeart implores 9 to noon to just stop the madness and find something that wins. That's what's next.
I love it.
Love you.
Love you more.
Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you Friday at Buffalo Wild Wings Mall of America.
Let's do it.
Tell Taylor, God bless, and safe travels, okay?
Thank you.
Sultan, next.
Yeah. Border battle.
I can't wait until tomorrow. Stop! 'Cause tomorrow
Border battle.
Very well be too late.
Sounds of hockey.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Loserville sounds better in FM.
'Cause tomorrow could never come.
Coming
left side, and it's intercepted on the overthrow. Intercepted on the play. Evan Williams, his second game in a row with an interception, and that will do it. Evan Williams delivers his second consecutive dagger.
I had to play that.
I love Wayne Larrabee. He came and talked to me like middle of halftime. I'm sitting outside looking at my phone and stuff. We were chatting a little bit about me. He's just such a class act, as is David Sinykin. David Sinykin with Border Battle, 9 to noon. He left me a voice message earlier today confirming our 11:35-ish confab. And
PA? Well, it probably goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't like you.
That was really uncalled for after what took place yesterday at Lambeau Field. But the Sultan of Smug joins us now at TC Head Cheese via Twitter, via the X Machine. Follow if you I don't know if you're so inclined. Good morning, David. How are you? That's my fault.
I thought the dagger call happened.
Do it again. That's my fault. Okay, 3-2. Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm good. Again, thank you for letting me listen to Wayne's dagger call. I actually thought it happened after the muff punt. I was surprised it came so late, but it was nice to listen.
Ooh. Who's Kamal Haddon, the guy who replaced K9 guy, and the one we never threw at, despite Kamal Haddon playing the first defensive snaps of his career?
Second-year kid. I think he was a 6th or 7th round pick a couple years ago, and we thought he was the bottom of the depth chart, but he actually got the call ahead of Bo Melton, which was a surprise. And yeah, I mean, LaFleur was very effusive talking about how hard the kid works, and finally got a chance. And again, not against a thriving offense, but he absolutely held his own, which was nice to see.
How excited are you for Turkey Day at noon, Ford Field?
I can't wait. Obviously, for me, Thanksgiving's my favorite day on the calendar, no matter who's playing, being with family and being back in Milwaukee and watching football and playing cards and all that stuff. Getting to start the day with Packers-Lions is as good as it gets. 2 years ago, it was kind of the coming-out party for Jordan Love. And the way the Lions are playing at home, and they had to go a little extra time yesterday, I think Green Bay comes in after a game where they could kind of take the foot off the gas and let a lot of guys rest. Kind of like Green Bay's chances to come in and play a good game.
Ooh. Only negative for Green Bay yesterday is Chicago and the Lions won. You have 2 coming up with Chicago. Wobble's team has 8 wins. While they may fear the deer in the NBA, are you in any way fearing the imposing nature of the Chicago Bears?
No. I mean, they're winning games, and kudos to them, because that's not something that organization's figured out a way to do when they can win games late. But if you look at the roster of quarterbacks they've beaten the last 5 or 6 weeks, with apologies to, J.J. McCarthy and others, they haven't beaten a good quarterback yet. They got a backup yesterday. They get Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love the next 2 weeks. So let's see what the Monsters can do. It's weird not to have played them and won't having played them till the month of December. But I can't wait to get our first look at them in about 13 days.
Ooh. When Green Bay has a lead late and can unleash Micah Parsons, it's quite the menacing presence. His pass rushing is amazing, isn't it, David?
It is. It hasn't happened a lot because Green Bay's been, struggling, obviously, to try to close out games, and so they haven't had a chance to really unleash him. But, yeah, I mean, there's only a handful of players in football that are worth the price of admission to watch on either side of the ball. And when you can make a great tackle like Christian Darrisaw look like he did yesterday, and whoever else was opposite him, like Ryan Kelly on that one play that allowed Wyatt to get the sack, it's just, if you love football, you love watching a kid like that that's got that relentless energy, the motor that never stops. It just, I mean, he's just, one of 2 or 3 at his position. And, yeah, when he can pin his ears back and go after it with a lead, that's a symphony to watch.
Did you attend the blowout yesterday? Fans were all wound up and standing up basically the entire game.
No, I was home with the kids watching the game. Noon games are impossible for me to get to with the show in the morning. I did have a ticket if I could have gotten there, but no, it was still fun to watch it. 4/5 of my family was very happy with what we watched for a few hours yesterday.
Is Dontavian Wicks underutilized talent?
I don't know if he's underutilized. He's been banged up a lot. I mean, I thought his catch that, I'm sure you remember when Cashman was just coming in free on Love and Love had to just uncork it. Thought it was Love's best pass of the day. Wicks went up and grabbed it. He's kind of a bit player at this point. I still think there's potential there. You'd like to think when you're playing a game without 3 of your top 5 receivers that maybe Wicks has more of an effort, but obviously Green Bay didn't have to throw the ball a lot. I still think that Wicks has some run in him, but he hasn't really shown too much just yet.
Ooh. When it was learned Marcus Golden wouldn't play, were you so sad?
I love Matthew Golden. I thought this might be the game where maybe he gets in the end zone. I've been calling that for a while. But they err on the side of caution. That's the right thing to do. As I said yesterday, man, we never really heard of Matthew Golden until about this time last year for Texas. He kind of exploded late in the season for the Longhorns. I guess us Packer fans are hoping that he's got some tricks up his sleeve down the stretch. But yeah, I would have thought that by Thanksgiving week we would have seen Matthew Golden in the end zone by now.
Matthew Golden, my apologies.
No problem.
Have a great Turkey Day and enjoy the games.
Thanks, PA. Have a great holiday, bud.
I appreciate you. Border Battle, David Sinykin, Sultan of Smug, 9 to noon style. Ooh. Vikes Bites to close, provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed beef. You can shop online. Box of meat shows up at your doorstep. You can go to your local Coburn's and Kowalski's locations. Kowalski's, local co-ops. Proud sponsors, Gophers Athletics. Thousand Hills, Clearwater, Minnesota's finest.
Beefy.
Thank you so much. I got some talkbacks that I'm going to run through, but I also have some audio from the head coach. He's going to speak.
You know what?
Yeah.
I've with respect, I've changed my mind.
Oh.
Let's eliminate the talkbacks. Are there some text messages that you can read? Because I'm just seeing on Twitter that I've sent in 30 texts today and nobody's read any of them. So I was just wondering, 64686,
that's the number.
Potentially a treasure trove of take steal, potentially a treasure trove of thought.
Yeah.
Or would you prefer to stick with the original plan, the talkbacks?
Well, here's what I'll say, first of all, is to the Rubes, I loved the text machine, even if I just said the stupidest thing.
Great spot to steal takes.
I love it. And I love interacting with the listeners. That machine is currently unavailable.
No!
Yes.
No!
So the talkback machine is the best that I can do for you.
Got it.
On a Monday morning. So we're not avoiding anything. We're not ignoring anything. We can't access anything. That's the issue.
Well, you see that George Pickens catch on Cooper DeJean late in that game?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Holy cow with the 40-inch vertical.
I mean, we're in the midst of, and we're going to do some more of it tomorrow. We're going to be lamenting our favorite team.
Pickens on a slant down to the 20. Can you tell that I couldn't care less about what was happening in that game?
Yeah, I understand.
After getting back from the border battering?
Well, how about the Chiefs?
Wow.
Basically, their season is on the line, and they come back. I think they were down 2 scores and found their way to get the W over the Colts.
Yep.
There were really cool games yesterday. Just none of them were ours. Gibbs out the gate in OT with the drive from Goff to force OT. I think their kick, what's the name of their kicker again? He went
Bates.
from Bates. I think he got one from 59 just to force OT, and Gibbs got loose. So everybody's winning. Everyone's happy.
And now we know.
Third joy. We got McCarron. But by the way, when you did the interview with Larrabee, and the interviews are always awesome, and I respect the bleep out of Larrabee. I mean, elite Voxes. I love them, and he's one of them. But did you notice when you were chatting with him? I love that, too.
Thank you.
Did you notice that he almost kind of went out of his way to explain that he doesn't really hang out with McCarron? I just thought that was kind of a weird thing in that interview. And then I hear the highlight. I wonder if Larrabee is like, Larry, okay? Larry, you're tremendous.
Yeah.
Let me hit the dagger call, and then you can say it's Evan Williams again.
Why? Was Larry trying to clip in like Lomas Brown?
Well, yeah, in the highlight, I'll just play it here one more time here to avoid talking about our issues.
Here's the snap. McCarthy looks, fires left side, and it's intercepted on the overthrow.
Listen.
Intercepted on the
Williams
Williams. His second game in a row with an interception, and that will do it. Evan Williams delivers his second.
He gave him the stop sign.
Oh, he had
100%. It was the stop sign 100%. Now, knowing Wayne as well as I know Wayne, and being a fan of his work, he's low-key like one of my teachers. I mean, we've talked about a lot of things over the years. When he says intercepted the second time, and I do this too, why do you think he does that?
He's trying to be completely sure and identify who the player is.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you know, but let's give it a intercepted. And it's intercepted by... So that's when the binoculars come up.
You don't want the Terrence Newman, Xavier Rhodes situation to occur.
But here's the deal.
Yeah.
Larry saw an opening. Larry saw an opening. He wanted to get some mic time. Come on. Paul never calls me.
Now, what
talk
is
about
it?
my fingers.
Now, like,
so wait, let's listen to it. So now you know when most, if not all, Voxes, but he's as good, if not the best team box in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I just know him so well that when he hits you with the intercepted and then he does it again, he's on the binocs or waiting for spotter guy to hit him with the 3-3. Listen.
Here's the snap. McCarthy looks, fires left side, and it's intercepted on the overthrow. Intercepted on the Williams. His second.
Larry smelled blood.
Interception. And that will do it.
All right, we're good.
Now,
Larry smelled blood, wanted to get in there.
What do you think that looks like? Like, we communicate, people don't hear it on the radio, but you'll give me a hand signal, or we have a sign to break, or maybe 30 seconds. We hold up the C or the half clock.
What is
it
half what?
Half clock?
Thank you.
What does it look like when Larry McCarron raises his hands?
Yeah. Larry, how come after every victory you keep giving me a high 8? How come if it's just one hand, why am I just getting a high 3?
Oh, my goodness, with that hand.
Intercepted on the overthrow. Intercepted. Oh, that's so cool.
What I'm excited about for Kevin O'Connell when he speaks today is just kind of see 24 hours later, right? I mean, that's going to be around 12:30.
Yeah.
But this struck me yesterday, and when after the game, just before Fan Line played a healthy portion of the presser, he was, I believe, pretty blatantly asked, like, can you win games with J.J. McCarthy?
I think you can. I do believe that, but it does require, as a football team, not doing things that loses games. And a special teams turnover, I believe in, 2 out of our last 3 games. And then ultimately, the defense is out there battling, trying to get the ball back for us as much as we can. But then there's, some things where you can't have breakdowns around that player to consistently sustain. So as some of those things happen or you start stacking negatives, that becomes incredibly difficult for any quarterback, never mind, a guy just still in the single-digit world of career starts and all that.
So I like this answer, this question and answer for multiple reasons. First, the talkback machine. I mean, it's all JJ. Start him, never see him again. Yeah. Rosemer this, the whole thing. Fire everybody. GM's a mess. All that. You can imagine what the talkbacks were. Yep. And I appreciate those, by the way. But we really haven't even through 9 to noon today kind of gotten to the complementary aspect of what leads to a winning football team. So when you were talking with Bursich earlier, and he's going down the road of the defense here and Isaiah Rodgers, et cetera, and he said his piece with it, it's kind of the idea of, defense struggles when offense struggles when defense struggles. We're not getting the takeaways that we had a year ago. What does that mean? Time of possession means a ton. Team only had it 8 minutes, I think, in the second half yesterday. Yeah. Brutal. Yeah. And then the special teams gaffe. So I'm not necessarily trying to take the focus off the QB. That's the A topic for any team. And that particular QB has a lot to do with anything we're talking about offensively. Of course he does. But to that end, there has been a kind of a total systems failure element to what we've seen around J.J. McCarthy. Some of it's, you can't help it with the injuries, right? I mean, Justin School getting turnstile by Rashawn Gary, we don't like that, but he's in there because Darisaw nicked up again. Left guard, nicked up again. And we've been begging all year to see all 5 in the mix. The special teams mistakes and the fumbles and the muffs, et cetera, kind of the total systems failure element. And I don't think I just haven't heard enough from the coach. And I mean, he's asked questions and he answers them, but it's just kind of getting that talker down the road of complimentary football. Yep. Kid's been a problem on the field and made a bunch of mistakes, but look at this other stuff too that kind of tells the 2025 story.
So you want me to get into that tomorrow at 11 o'clock? Yeah, I mean, it's I like it. It has to be crafted a certain way.
Well, that's
it's right.
Yeah.
But I won't use this example with Kevin, but it's same fishbowl, but under a different rock.
Yeah.
NBA. Okay, here's the answer. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Their offense complements their defense. Their perimeter defense takes heat off their interior defense. If SGA, for whatever the reason, has the audacity to have a bad shooting night and the refs aren't giving him the calls, the defense picks it up and leads the NBA in takes, and they also lead the NBA in lack of gives.
Right.
So that's just, okay, well, we're not the greatest unless Isaiah Joe and Lou Dort are playing 30 minutes a game. We're probably not going to shoot a lot of threes. Oh, wait, we got to shoot a lot of threes. We got those two. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Wait, we need to slow this thing down and get somebody to the line? We can do that.
Yeah.
So it's calling on what you have to amplify and complement the other facet. That's why when O'Connell says our margin for winning here right now is razor thin.
It is.
Plays into exactly what you just said. I'll put it in the mix 100% tomorrow.
No, I like that, and it's just for me with my worry is we're going to say that what we're seeing on defense, like we're related to teams giving up because of JJ. XYZ issue is because of JJ. Yeah. You talk about the brain boggle and the whole world being on his shoulders. We saw games in which J.J. McCarthy was not playing where we couldn't tackle the Kenneth Gainwells of the world. We saw coverage mistakes in a game where A.J. Brown is waving his hand and Metellus is caught in no man's land. Mm-hmm. We've seen a ton of things with other aspects of this team, whether or not McCarthy was in the mix, regardless of down and distance and time of game. The complementary aspect of this team, I think, has been lost at times.
Let's when's good times come in?
Let's do it now.
Boom. We'll hit more on that with you and I tomorrow in more pointed fashion.
Yeah.
Because there are players on defense, whether they're beating the Lions or getting battered in the border battle, who are not playing nearly as well as I thought they would play into the season.
Yeah.
And what goes into that. So I like that. Yeah, we can get into that a little bit tomorrow. But you said your biggest worry is like that moving forward. No, your biggest worry is the Friday football feast. I just booked Parker Fox. You got some work to do for Friday, big boy.
Let's go.
All right. Nice job today.
Cheers.
Make sure to listen to the montage when you podcast, KFAN.com. The program's next. Have a good day.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.